Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of 2 Thessalonians
With Kurt Bjorklund.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 talks about this man of lawlessness who many have associated with the idea of the Antichrist. Now, we have learned in other portions of the Bible that there is a figure who is the Antichrist, but that there are many Antichrists. In fact, we're told that expressly in 1 John. And so we know that there is not just a future Antichrist, but there are many. And sometimes people will say, well, if there's many, then there isn't one future one. But here it certainly seems that this section of the New Testament is talking about a future specific person. Here's what we read. He will, this is talking about the man of destruction, the man of lawlessness who will be revealed. Verse 4 says, he will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that's called God or worship, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. Now, again, this is where you get a little bit of the different interpretations. Some would say this happened in AD 70. Others say, no, this is still happening. I would hold to the idea that there was a thing that happened in AD 70 where there was some fulfillment of this, but it still seems to me there is a future fulfillment. Don't you remember verse 5, that when I was with you, I used to tell you these things, and now you know what is holding him back so that he may be revealed at the proper time. For the secret power of lawlessness is already at work, but the one who now holds it back will continue to do so until he's taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord Jesus will overthrow with the breath of his mouth and destroy by the splendor of his coming. This is part of why I believe it's future, because it talks here about it being in connection with the coming of Jesus. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders that serve the lie. In all the ways the wickedness deceives those who are perishing. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so to be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion so that they will believe the lie, and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth but have delighted in wickedness. So this is giving us a picture of this future coming person of lawlessness who is going to do these miraculous signs and deceive a group of people who will say, this must be the divine. This must be a way in which we see or sense God at work. And what's particularly egregious here is that many people will ascribe to this person who is actually in accordance with Satan's works the idea that this is actually God. And to me, what is most interesting is not the future fulfillment, although there is that element here, but it's when it says that this is in accordance with how Satan works. Coming of the lawless one, verse 9, will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders to serve a lie. And what this is saying is that Satan always masquerades as an angel of light. That rarely, and there are times where you'll say, oh, that's demonic, that's of Satan. But most of the time, the works of Satan are works that you look at and you say, this is something that appears to be good. Is this good? Is this not good? And it requires incredible discernment to be able to say, no, this looks good, but this is actually the work of Satan. And if you think about it in your life, there are times that things come along that have the appearance, the feel of being pretty good. And you have to get into it a ways before you start to say, this is not good. This is something that I should be concerned about. This is not God's goodness in my life. And so the man of lawlessness is coming, but there is already lawlessness here, and the works of Satan often masquerade as an angel of light. Where are the works of Satan masquerading in your life today as an angel of light? And if you were certain that it was the work of Satan, how would you respond differently? Would you handle it with kid gloves, gentleness, or would you try to root it out of your life more dramatically?
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.